WJR presents Great Places of the Great Lakes.
I'm Lloyd Jackson, and today coming to you courtesy of Riemer Floors. My guests today include Riemer's own Paul Riemer, who will introduce you to a Michigan floor covering institution if you've never had the pleasure. I'll talk with Regional Sales Manager William Barledge from Nourison Industries, makers of some Riemer Floors fine products. We'll hear from Director of Digital Marketing for Riemer, Jade Rubino. I'll also speak with Penny Uzarski, U.S. Floors Great Lakes Territory Manager. And I'll talk to the Vice President of Sales for the Midwest region, Ted O'Hanlon for the Dixie Group, who manufactures the Fabrica line of carpeting at Riemer Floors. Acquaint yourself with a truly great place for floor covering, Riemer Floors, on this edition of Great Places of the Great Lakes on News Talk 760 WJR.
This special edition of Great Places of the Great Lakes is presented by Riemer Floors. Here's Lloyd Jackson.
Riemer Floors, my guest, with up to 50% saving now during National Kerosene Month. You can go to 1865 Telegraph, Bloomfield Hills. That's the store. The number, 800-574-3637. That's 800-5-RIEMER or RiemerFloors.com. Paul Riemer is with me here in studio to talk about the Riemer Floors story. And Paul, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
How long have you been in business?
Well, this is year 67.
Wow.
We made it through the worst years, the last 4 or 5, and we're looking for more.
Oh, who started the business? And those original values that started 67 years ago, I'm sure, are still there today.
Well, our father, Harry Riemer, started the business officially in 1946, but he started out as an installer and built up a clientele and started working out of his garage. And the next thing you know, he had a business on 6 Mile Road in James Cousin, and
wow.
moved on from there to Southfield, and Southfield to Bloomfield.
And the values of the company that I'm sure he set in stone are still there.
Well, sure. We look for quality product, quality installation. That's something that's the keystone of the company.
Who runs the business now?
Well, currently I have my brothers Dennis and Keith, who participate in the builder work and the commercial work. Nadine Austin, longtime employee, who my dad should have adopted a long time ago. She's been there 50 some odd years.
Wow.
And myself as the operation man.
How important is it to have great employees for the longevity? I mean, evidently the employees have been great for 67 years and you're still going strong.
We've been really blessed to have a core group that has stuck with us through thick and thin. Like I said earlier, our salespeople have an average experience level of 20 years. Some of them have been there 30. Longtime employees, which have the business and the customer at heart.
Bill Barledge is on the phone with us. He is Nourison Industries Regional Sales Manager. And Bill, thank you so much for joining us on the Great Places of the Great Lakes.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you for the invitation.
Nourison Industries, based in Detroit, celebrating 10 years. What are the Nourison products available at Riemer's?
It's varied. We have area rugs, roll runner, and broadloom. And just to make a correction, we're actually based in Saddlebrook, New Jersey.
Oh.
I'm based out of Detroit.
You're based out of Detroit.
Correct.
Okay, and you also do some work in Canada as well.
I do. I handle the Midwest, Northwest United States, and Canada for the company.
What is the latest in area rugs for the fall?
Trending right now, obviously, is rich neutrals, taupes, grays, off-whites, snow tones. But again, the customer really is the direction, and they're the directional pull of anybody doing any type of home product or home design. But those are the tones right now. You know, the neutral tones, rich tones, some carving, contemporary, transitional are selling very well. Traditional will always be there.
Right.
But I think from the standpoint, customer base right now wants sort of a little bit of an easier look.
And how often does that change, Bill, as far as, what's the latest for fall or the latest for spring? How does that change? Is that the customer base or is just the marketplace?
Well, it's the marketplace and the industry. And I think from the standpoint of you want to see a nice trend be there for quite a while because the investment is there. And I think from the standpoint, some people are still trending out of like the ice blues and the pale tones into the more neutral tones, but red and black and chocolate, all those tones are still very much in play.
What is unique about the Nourison fabrication process?
Nourison is around 40 years old. We are privately owned like Riemer.
Okay.
Two great privately held companies. And I think we've been able to really go from hand-knotted products to tufted to machine-made, where some of our machine-mades look outstanding from the standpoint it looks like a knotted product. And Riemer has an incredible opportunity in terms of what, for the customer, having machine-made, tufted, and knotted from our company out there in so many different looks.
So that's the benefit to the customer?
Absolutely. In terms of value, the pricing is outstanding. The stock level is there. We're everybody's stock room, so to speak. And I think from the standpoint of the assortment that Paul has on the floor, along with his salespeople, they know how to create the look for the customer when they walk in and want something specific and something of value and design.
What are the popular patterns, Bill, in Nourison stair runners and rugs?
Usually pattern for us. We do a lot of pattern goods. We're primarily wool or wool blend. We do a lot of business and a lot of fabrication out of New Zealand wool.
So, Bill, when customers come in, are most of the times the rugs in stock?
Most of the time they are. We have a unique opportunity at Riemer's from the standpoint we have regular product that is in stock. We have custom sizes, up to 50 sizes, made to measure. Color combinations are also an opportunity along with matching staircase runners and broadloom. So there's an opportunity to really pull off the floor as well as ordering goods and having it delivered very, very quickly, and white glove service out of Riemer, which does a beautiful job.
Bill Barlich is Nourison Industries Regional Sales Manager. Bill, thanks a lot for being here and joining us on the Great Places of the Great Lakes.
My pleasure. Thank you, gentlemen.
Riemer Floors is my guest here on the Great Places of the Great Lakes, where you can save up to 25% on U.S. floors now through October 31st. 1865 Telegraph Road in Bloomfield Hills is the location. 800-5-RIEMER is the number. That's 800-574-3637. Or go to RiemerFloors.com. More of the Great Places of the Great Lakes next on News Talk 760 WJR. Welcome back to the Great Places of the Great Lakes. I'm Lloyd Jackson on News Talk 760 WJR, and with me, Paul Riemer of Riemer Floors. And Paul, I want to ask you about the advantage of Riemer Floors' single location store.
Well, I think the advantage to a single store location is we can react very quickly to changes in the marketplace. And if there's an issue, the installation department, the purchasing department, everybody's down the hall. So issues have a tendency to get resolved very quickly.
Do you perform commercial as well as retail work?
Well, a lot of people don't know that over 50% of our business is builder work, commercial work, as well as residential. And we like to leverage those learning curves, if you will, in the builder business to give our customers the best values that are in the marketplace.
Talk about some of the product lines, and what is Riemer's biggest product line?
Well, carpet and wood are our two biggest product lines, but we also handle ceramic, laminate, vinyl flooring. The newest products, the groutable vinyl flooring, are very popular in the market.
Do you see more people going to one particular type of product line than others? Or type of product?
Pretty well split between carpet and hardwood, and then the rest kind of fills in the blanks. But people like that look of hardwood floors throughout the house, and carpet still in the bedrooms.
Jade Rubino is here with us as well. She's on the phone, actually. She's Director of Digital Marketing for Riemer Floors. Jade, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. What are some of the features of the new site?
Well, we recently redid our site, and we launched it early this month. And some of the great new features are some design tools that actually allow you to upload a picture of the room you're looking to design, and you can actually change not only the flooring and the different types of flooring as well as the brands and colors, but you can also change your paint, your trims, your countertops, backsplashes. So it just really gives you a great overview of what the product will look like. We know that you can always come in and take a flooring sample home,
right?
But the virtual room designer just really helps you to take that extra step and to see what will look good in your home.
So you mean to tell me I can actually take a picture of the room I want to have painted or redone or flooring, upload it to the site, and then actually make the changes and see right there on the site what the final product, the final look will look like?
Absolutely. And if for some reason you don't want to take a picture of your own room, there's also some stock photos of bathrooms, kitchens, living rooms, just everything that you can also use those as well, and you can also play with those to figure out what the new flooring would look like.
Let me tell you, technology is a wonderful thing because the old-fashioned way, you take a swap of carpet and you go home and you match it up and you say, I think this may look good, and when you do it, you're stuck with it for the most part once it's up there as painting and all of that. But with this, you can really get a true feel of what your room will look like, and I think that's amazing. Yeah, it absolutely is. And also, along with the virtual room designer, there's also quizzes that help you determine what your style is, what flooring type is right for you. So you answer some simple questions. Do you have kids? Do you have pets? Do you want to entertain? And then after you submit your quiz, you will get results of what flooring type is going to be right for your house. So it just really takes the extra step in helping you figure out, because there's a lot of different types of flooring, so it can be a little overwhelming to just walk into the showroom. So we're trying to make the website a place to go to help make your showroom visit a little bit easier. Now, is there anything, Jade, at the website for those who are not in the market for flooring maybe at this time? Absolutely. When we were building our new website, we thought that we not only wanted to give people who are in the market for flooring value, we also wanted to offer a resource for our past customers, our future customers, just anyone who owns a home or business and wants to take care of their floor. So you can go on, you can find maintenance tips as well as a stain guide where you can choose from a drop-down box, and you'll get specific tips for getting that stain out of your flooring for that specific stain. Talk about, Jade, if you could, the kind of content you offer at your various social media profiles. Well, in addition to our website, we are trying to be everywhere on the web where we feel like it would meet our customers' needs. So we're on Facebook, Pinterest, LinkedIn, Google+, and a new remodeling site called House. That's with 2 Z's. And what we offer is not only our current promotions to generate awareness and spread the word, we also offer design ideas and flooring information, again, with the flooring care tips as well as design tips for your room. It seems like to me, Jade, you're not too far from possibly having an app for your phone for Riemer Floors. Yeah, I mean, moving forward, there's definitely a possibility in that. We listen to what our customers tell us and the reviews that they give us to try and really help them out with their flooring, not just with their flooring purchase. Paul, I want to bring you back in here. How important is it to have something like this? I mean, Jade is the director of digital marketing for Riemer Floors, and the website and the things she talked about, the design workbook book and the virtual room designer. I mean, is that something that you ever thought you'd have for Riemer Floors?
Well, not when I started back in 1974. No, I didn't quite visualize that. But we find every day that our customers are going to the web first. That's right where it is. And the whole concept here, again, as Jade said, is to make it easy for the customer to come in, make an educated decision on their flooring purchase. And the different ideals that she's bringing up and talking about, how did you guys work together to make this website and so user-friendly and so friendly for customers, potential customers at that? Jade, you want to handle that one? Sure. I mean, we basically took our customers' feedback, the reviews. We went through our social media sites and saw what people were responding to, as well as what they were saying when they got into the showroom. It can be very overwhelming to walk into the showroom and see all these different flooring types. So we took all of those experiences and thought about how we could make it just overall easier
to visit the showroom and to purchase flooring, as well as, like I mentioned before, to care for it.
And many stores don't last very long. They may go out of business or just fold because they don't listen. It appears to me that Riemer Floors and the employees there listen to the customers, and by listening to the customers, you attract more customers, and they get better products, and they're more satisfied.
Absolutely, and you'll notice that we're on a variety of review websites such as Yelp and Angie's List, and we respond to all reviews, not just the positive ones, but the negative ones as well. And what we really try and do is take that negative feedback and turn it into a positive for how we can work better in the future to better serve the customer.
And I'm sure it's not always, you may have someone who comes in and who maybe picks something and may not be happy with it or whatever. They come back, they want to discuss it, and I'm sure problem solved. Absolutely.
We're always working with the customer to make sure that, their purchase meets their needs and what they envisioned.
And Paul, I'm sure you would agree with that the customers is very important, and to make sure that they're satisfied is number one top priority.
Absolutely, and we have several key vendors that actually have guarantees. If you don't like the floor, we'll replace it. So that's the relationship we have with them. So we're always there to try and get it right.
All right, this is the Great Places of the Great Lakes. Riemer Floors is the guest, and we'll have more on Riemer Floors, Paul Riemer, and others as the Great Places of the Great Lakes continues here on News Talk 760 WJR.
This presentation of Great Places of the Great Lakes is presented by Riemer Floors. Once again, here's your host, Lloyd Jackson.
Paul Riemer, Riemer Floors, here with me. Also on the phone, Penny Yuzarski with U.S. Floors. She's the Great Lakes Territory Manager. And Paul, I want to start with you. What's the difference between buying flooring from Riemer as opposed to getting it from a box store?
You're dealing with a specialty store who has staff that's trained in all the products, the installation. Our sales staff averages over 20 years experience in the trade, so they're very knowledgeable. They'll come to the house, they'll do the measure, they do the estimate, and they're right there through the installation. So completely different. Selection is the other thing. They show a few concentrated items. We have a breadth that most people come in and get confused, let's put it that way. Mm-hmm. There's just way too much available there. But with a few simple questions, they can narrow down the customer's needs and get them to the right product in a very short period of time.
When you talk about a home and the painting and the furniture and the little knickknacks that's in the house, how really important is the flooring of a home as far as with the look of the home and resale?
Well, the floor is the canvas that everything is put on, so everything will pop off. If you do the right product on the floor, it will accent the furniture, the wall colors. Floors are, realtors tell us, particularly hardwood, enhances the value of the home. Ceramic advances the value of the home. Carpet done right is
that's the important word.
Is a wonderful thing. If you buy the right product, that'll meet your needs. It'll last. We have a lot of people in the last 3 or 4 years that have been putting product in with the intent of selling their home maybe in a couple, 3 years, but it still has to look good in a couple, 3 years. So we will steer clients towards the right product for their needs.
And when you say carpet and carpet done right, that brings up a point, because I know so many people who have decided to put carpet in their homes. They have children, and they have areas that are high traffic areas, and maybe the carpet that they have there is not really suited for that, so they end up putting the wrong carpet there, and the carpet kind of starts looking bad. But if you have a person from a place that has the experience of Riemer Floors, they'll let you know this is probably not the type of carpet you need, or this is the carpet that you do need.
Well, that's part of that interview process and going to the home and seeing exactly what is happening in the home. A lot of other firms deal with a measuring service. The guy just goes out and measures the floor, never sees what the living conditions are or what the product's going to be, let's say, tortured through. But it's all about getting the right product, the right fiber to meet the customer's needs.
This is the Great Places of the Great Lakes, and Penny Yuzarski is with U.S. Floors, Great Lakes Territory Manager. And Penny, it's good to talk with you. Thanks for being here.
Thank you both for inviting me. I'm very excited about it.
Now, tell us about U.S. Floors. Now, by the name, I can assume that the company is located in the U.S.
Yes, it is, and we are very proud of our facility. U.S. Floors is the only manufacturer of unique and sustainable flooring with manufacturing capabilities located in the U.S. Our corporate headquarters and production plant is a 100,000 square foot facility. It's located in the heart of the flooring capital of the world, which is Dalton, Georgia.
So now you mentioned unique and sustainable. So as a listener listening right now to the Great Places of the Great Lakes, what does that mean for the consumer?
Well, for U.S. Floors, it's about manufacturing and distributing beautiful, natural materials while being environmentally conscious. It's about understanding the choices we offer to our retailers, consumers, that it can not only enhance their homes and businesses, but we as a manufacturer want to contribute to lessening the footprint of mass harvesting our natural resources.
Well, Penny, what are the brand names you market your different products under?
Well, our president and CEO, Pete Doche, incorporated U.S. Floors in 2001, pioneering natural bamboo in the flooring market as an alternate option in both domestic and exotic flooring. Since then, we've added natural cork, our natural oiled wood collections, which are branded Navarre and Castle Comb, and most recently our newest technology in luxury vinyl tile, Cortec Plus.
What are the best applications for the different types of flooring?
We can offer clients flooring that meets all their expectations and all their installation requirements. The key is installing the correct product in your home or business. That's the key to the success on how it will perform. For us in the Midwest, we have some other weather issues that we have to contend with.
That's right.
So knowing which floors will be stable on which level of the home is extremely important. So for that, U.S. Floors offers solid construction as well as an engineered tongue and groove, and also the floating floor technology.
What are the latest styles in oiled floors, Penny?
Well, oiled floors are timeless, and contrary to a conventional wisdom, a natural oiled finish allows for an easy maintenance, spot repairability by the consumer without having to hire a professional to come out to their home or business when damage has occurred. So with the two lines, our Navarre line offers multiple width options. We have long lengths, and the visuals can enhance anywhere from a rustic home business to a very modern environment. If you have an environment maybe where you have a lot of metal, a lot of steel, having a wood floor brings in a warmth and a beauty. You can have a very clean versus, as I said, rustic. Now with the Castle Comb line, this line offers some very unique installation, not only for the floor, but for the wall as well. Last year, we were honored to be part of a display for the Detroit Auto Show, and we installed a wall application. It was truly stunning, and it set off a unique visual, true artesian beauty, and that's where the oiled wood lines offer deep colors, hand scraping, a wire brush look. It really is endless in what you can do with a natural oiled floor.
What do you have when it comes to a luxury vinyl tile? Because some people would like to have that in their home as well. What can you say about that?
Well, that is one of our 2012 launches. We just came out with the new visuals during the Surfaces show with many retailers will attend. But we're very excited about Cortec Plus. LVT is a growing segment in flooring. But with the technologies and the visuals now being so realistic, consumers are able to have design choices in what we in the industry refer to as a resilient flooring. in both wood plank and tile visuals.
Mm-hmm.
But a common issue that can occur when you might have just a solid piece of a vinyl is you have some subfloor preparation issues. You have more labor, especially for the do-it-yourselfer, someone who isn't hiring a professional to do the installation. And then there's possible telegraphing of imperfections that can come through a wear layer. So what we've done is we've addressed it with our core technology. And U.S. Floors has a patented core where we're using WPC. It's wood plastic composite. We've combined it with a wear layer of LVT, added cork to the back of the planks or tiles.
Mm-hmm.
So consumers now have a resilient floor that offers the ability to be installed in any area of the home, including basements, without having the normal concerns of water or moisture. The cork that is applied to the back of the planks now offers a warmer floor while also enhancing the acoustic benefits. The total package is a floor that is stable. It will not expand or contract. We see this collection as a win-win for all.
And Penny, we have about 60 seconds left. I got to ask you this question. Riemer Floor Covering is an elite dealer for U.S. Floor. So what is an elite dealer?
An elite dealer is a true partner of U.S. Floors. They showcase all of our collections. So many times a consumer may go to a store thinking to see the bamboo product when, in fact, the dealer may only have the cork. The consumers benefit going to Riemer's because Riemer's, being a partner of ours, showcases the entire line. Riemer's has our bamboo, they have our natural cork, they have the natural oiled woods, and, of course, the CoreTech Plus. They also have the ability of purchasing inventory that we can then offer some incredible deals for their consumers.
Penny Uzarski, U.S. Floors Great Lakes Territory Manager, thank you so much for being here on the Great Places of the Great Lakes.
Well, thank you. I appreciate the time today.
Coming up, more with Paul Riemer of Riemer Floors, plus Ted O'Hanlon, Vice President of Sales Midwest Region for the Dixie Group, the manufacturers of the Fabrica fine carpets and rugs available at Riemer Floors. When we return here on News Talk 760 WJR. Welcome back to the Great Places of the Great Lakes. I'm Lloyd Jackson. Riemer Floors, my guest, with up to 50% savings now during National Care Stand Month. 1865 Telegraph Road, Bloomfield Hills. The location, 800-5-RIEMER is the number. That's 800-574-3637. Or go to RiemerFloors.com. My guest, Paul Riemer, Riemer Floors. And Paul, tell us about the importance of Riemer Floors' A-plus accreditation rating with the Better Business Bureau.
Well, I think that's very important. Any consumer looking to have work done in their house, that gives them a vote of confidence that this is a business that's serious about taking care of their customers. So we take great pride in making sure that all those concerns are resolved in a fast period to keep that rating.
And I understand you're a member of the Quality Contractors Program, co-sponsored by WJR and the Better Business Bureau. How do consumers get the Quality Contractors page?
You go to WJR.com/quality. Where you'll find a list of the best contractors in the Detroit area, including ourselves.
Tell us about Riemer Floors and participating in Shaw Floors' contributions to St. Jude's Research Hospital.
Well, fascinating fact. I don't know if you know, it takes $1.2 million a day to keep the research facility operating. Shaw Industries is putting together a promotion where they're going to actually rebate consumers for their purchases, have special pricing during this event that runs through November 18th. Mm-hmm. And then we're also contributing back to St. Jude's Research Hospital 10% of that money. So as a group of dealers across the country, we hope to raise that $1.2 million.
That is wonderful. On the line with us, Ted O'Hanlon. He's Vice President of Sales Midwest Region for the Dixie Group, the manufacturers of the Fabrica fine carpets and rugs available at Riemer Floors. Ted, good to talk with you.
Thank you, Lloyd.
Tell us the meaning of Fabrica's focus on quality without compromise.
The Fabrica mill, Lloyd, which is based in Santa Ana, California, is probably the finest carpet mill in the world. Mm-hmm. And it stems from the process of producing the product. It starts with nothing but the finest fiber, and that is generally either Stainmaster in a nylon or wool carpet on the wool side. Fabrica is probably the highest-end domestic manufacturer in the country, and starting with fiber, it then goes into an extremely slow tufting process, Lloyd.
Mm-hmm.
Most manufacturers tuft at high speed. Fabrica doesn't believe in tufting at high speed. They tuft at low speed to ensure that they do not make mistakes.
Does this take a longer time, though?
It does, Lloyd. It takes probably twice as long as the standard tufting process,
Mm-hmm.
but the end result is that we produce first quality goods, first time, every time, with virtually no defects. After the tufting process, we then use a latex which is has absolutely no filler, so it's 100% latex, and then the secondary is applied, which is a premium, the highest-end secondary backing in the marketplace. And then last but not least in the manufacturing process is the inspection, which is the critical process before it goes out of the mill to our customers and then ultimately to the consumer. The inspection process at a standard production mill runs probably at I'm going to say 400 or 500 feet a minute, and there are people walking over it. If there's a subtle defect, it generally doesn't get noticed.
Mm-hmm.
With Fabrica, we inspect 20 feet at a time under lights that are going in every direction to ensure that there is not a single defect on that face. And the result of that is that what gets out of the Fabrica mill first time, every time, is pure quality with no defects to the consumer. The Fabrica mill has the lowest defect rate in the carpet industry.
And so that's that quality without compromise. And those inspections play a big part, because when you have great inspections, that will lower the defects. And as you just explained, the very few defects coming out of the Fabrica focus there.
Well, to give you an example of that, Lloyd, the industry average on defects that get out of a mill would be somewhere in the 3 to 3.5% range. In the Fabrica mill, it's 0.2%.
Wow.
So it is by far the lowest in the industry.
And 3 to 5% is pretty low, but when you talk about a 0.2, I mean, that's very low, so that's very reliable. What are some of your more popular products, Ted, available at Riemer Floors?
Well, in the Fabrica line, the number one product would be called Shea. Shea is a beautiful velvet cut pile. It has been Fabrica's signature product for 30 years. Mm-hmm. It was one of their very first products, produced in the late 70s, and has been ongoing ever since. Has roughly 150 colors. After that, there are a number of solid Fabrica products called Nepali, Chelsea, Nob Hill, Accolade, which are all in Riemer's top sellers. Then if you look at on the Maslin division of the Dixie Group, the manager specials in the Maslin line, Cypress Garden, Cocoa Beach, Great Expectations, are all very large products for both Maslin and also for Riemer Floors.
Do many customers come in, Ted, and know exactly what they're looking for, or a lot of customers come in and just kind of say, hey, this is what I need. I'm kind of looking for something certain to this or similar to this?
Lloyd, I think most consumers have an idea of something that they've seen, maybe at a neighbor's or at a friend's, but it's really up to the sales associates at Riemer Floors to direct them to just the right product. You know, it could be a texture that they've seen or a loop product that they've seen, and at that point, it's up to the sales associate to qualify them, which Riemer is a Stainmaster flooring center, and all of their people have terrific training in guiding the consumer to just the right product for their particular needs.
We're talking about Riemer Floors here on the Great Places of the Great Lakes. Ted O'Hanlon is on the phone. He's Vice President of Sales Midwest Region for the Dixie Group, the manufacturers of the Fabrica fine carpets and rugs available at Riemer Floors. Ted, how does Fabrica balance exquisite style with that uncompromising quality?
It really starts, Lloyd, with style. Style and design is, if you're going to be the preeminent carpet mill in the industry, we spend an awful lot of time, an inordinate amount of time, studying consumer trends, what they're looking for, what colors are coming into the furniture and the fabric industry. At that point, we then look at the needs from a standpoint of style and design. Do we need to introduce more textures to meet the needs of the market? Do they want a velvet? Do they want a loop? Do they want something? We call it a non-pattern pattern, which is an extremely hot category in the market today. Mm-hmm. So, from that standpoint, Lloyd, style and design is where it starts. And then, as we talked about earlier, once we get the style and design, we run a number of trials to ensure that we can produce it and that we can produce it the way that we need it to look and that the consumer wants it to look. And then we go through those manufacturing processes.
And what kind of feedback do you get from customers once they've installed a Fabrica fine fabric or floor there?
Well, a good example, Lloyd, would be our product Shea.
Okay.
It is now over 30 years old. We have many customers that have their original Shea in, but what tends to happen in consumer fashions is that the color will get tired. They're going to want to change the look, or they're going to change the fabrics on their sofa or in their bedroom. So we have had many customers that have gone to Shea over the last 30 years, 3, 4, even 5 times. And the same is true with many of the Fabrica products and the Maslin products for that matter.
Ted O'Hanlon, Vice President, Sales Midwest Region for the Dixie Group, the manufacturers of the Fabrica fine carpets and rugs available at Riemer Floors. Thank you so much, Ted, for being here. Appreciate your time.
Thank you, Lloyd.
Paul, appreciate you being here as well. It was great to talk with you about all the fine products you have at Riemer Floors.
Well, thank you.
And thanks to all of the others who were with me this afternoon, William Barledge, Jade Rubino, Ted O'Hanlon, and Penny Uzarski as well. Thank you all for being on the Great Places of the Great Lakes. Now, I'd like to remind you that Riemer Floors, you can save up to 30% now during the Fabrica Maslin Fall Carpet event. That's at 1865 Telegraph Road in Bloomfield Hills, 248-335-3500 or RiemerFloors.com. And also, you can find out more about the WJR Better Business Bureau Quality Contractor. He is one, Paul Riemer and Riemer Floors. You can find out more at WJR.com/quality. I'm Lloyd Jackson. Thank you for listening to the Great Places of the Great Lakes on News Talk 760 WJR.